Alright, what's up my brothers? In this video I want to talk about pain, more specifically psychological, the psychological version, not the physical version. But pain, it's been said, is the best teacher because it never lies to us. All that pain is, it's usually incorporated with some element of change, and it's been said that, change is nature's delight. Like the caterpillar becomes a butterfly as a result of change. I don't know if there's pain that's involved in that, but change is good. I've learned myself that pain is the cost of freedom. If you want to be free in life, if you want to be able to see things as they are and to move past them and see pain as just temporary, as energy almost, then you will do a lot better in life. You will. Trust me on that one. There's been a number of times in my life that pain has really taught me things in friendships, in relationships, in business, and I'll share some of those stories in this video as well too. Let me let you in on a little bit of a story about a painful moment for me in a friendship, if I can put it that way. In my very early 30s, I was getting started in my debt relief business, and I had this best friend of mine that I'd known since high school. We were great friends, very, very close, and I had trusted him. I had played Captain Save a Bro as well for him as well. I remember he got caught up in a bad relationship with a single mom, and I kind of bailed him out, gave him a place to stay in my house, and inevitably I also invited him into the business that I had started up around that same time as well too. And he had betrayed me. One of the lessons I had learned at that time, and I've heard this from other entrepreneurs too, by the way, is they'll sometimes get involved with a friend in an entrepreneurial venture, and I think we do it because we don't want to go at it alone. We think maybe bringing a companion or a friend, or a best friend especially, along for the ride will make it easier, more pleasant. Maybe our chances of success go up dramatically as well too. But the truth of the matter is, when money gets involved in scenarios like that, your friendship goes out the window. If somebody sees an opportunity to profit on a financial level from backstabbing you, even if they're your best friend, they can and will do it. And it's not just my story. I saw this happening, and I've seen it happen in a lot of other guys. When I've done these fireside chats with entrepreneurs and they sort of talk about their startup phase of their business, it's interesting how common this story actually is. It's more common than it is uncommon. And I remember the pain from that. It was harsh. It was like, wow, this guy that I had his back and did everything for, he was very, very quick and easy to turn around when he saw an opportunity to make some money, not even a lot of money, just some money off of profiting from stabbing me in the back. And that pain sat for a while. Like, I remember it was sleepless nights, it was this, that, and the other thing, and it just wasn't worth it. And I remember, the perspective one day, somebody said to me, like, look, Rich, you're just a meat-covered skeleton on a rock flying around the universe at 1,000,000 miles an hour around this thing that's exploding, the sun, providing heat and light. Look up in the stars. There's probably more stars in the night sky than there are things that will come at you in life that will cause pain. Like, pain's inevitable. Like I said, pain is the cost of freedom. If you want to be free in life, you have to be okay with pain coming at you, dealing with it, understanding that all it really is just energy. Pardon my voice, I've got a bit of a cold, so I'm just trying to get over that. But you're just dealing with this energy that sort of passes through you, and all that pain is your body processing it. That pain that you feel in your gut, in your heart, in your head, that's just your body processing that energy and purifying it to send it on its way, if I can put it that way. That's all that pain is. And on the other side of pain is growth, by the way, because that betrayal that I had from that best friend of mine led to a hyper-growth phase in my business, in my debt relief business, that got me awards for growth, got me awards for employee culture, huge amounts of revenue and profit. That fire within me, after the pain passed, that phoenix that rises, from the flames, creates that better version of yourself. And I've seen that happen, by the way, in many, many areas and many, many times in my life. So let me tell you another story. Painful moment around 2014, 15 or so. And you might even see this in, the creation of content in my videos. I mean, a few people have mentioned to me, like, hey, I kind of noticed you working through shit. It's almost like, you used, I don't think they use the exact words like you use content creation as like therapeutic, but I think to some degree they might have been right. And it's like, I remember getting involved with this gal, single mom, a couple kids in tow from a prior marriage, and you invest in them, you make these ego investments, you do the right thing, because they tell guys you do what's right, and they tell women you do what's right for you, girls. So it's two totally different set of stories and narratives that you get in that regard. But a consequence of that breakup and the pain led to me leaning into learning why women respond to certain things the way they do, why they don't do what I've been told that they're supposed to do. They tell guys, just be a nice guy, be a shoulder to cry on, do the right thing, invest in her and her kids and blah, 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 and that sort of stuff. And, all the good stuff will happen, but it doesn't. And that forced me to look within myself and hold myself accountable, hold the guy in the mirror and say, what the fuck's up, motherfucker? Why are we getting these results continuously? I started reading Evo Psych books, watching videos on it, taking other book recommendations from a friend, and it's like all of that unlocked this area for me, which helped me create better, more useful content that you guys have enjoyed, communities that I've brought guys together with and helped them level up in lives, and we do trips and adventures and stuff like that together, and improved my life in a sense of regard where I've had the best relationships I could possibly have post those learning experiences. So again, the growth, the silver lining is always there within the pain, which is totally fine and okay. Like when you get to it's normal and it's okay, that's where the growth is. A lot of guys, like I've mentioned this in the opening of my book, The Unplugged Alpha, a lot of guys will talk about taking permanent steps to a temporary problem in their life and self-deleting, which is an incredibly bad idea. I know men after a divorce are 8 times more likely to self-delete than women are. So guys suffer. It's tough for guys. We really do have a hard time processing a lot of things, and we don't know how to deal with this because we've always been told to just man up and be a man and all that sort of stuff. But leaning into that pain and that darkness, leaning into that energy and embracing it, and it shouldn't be like a town that you live in, if I can put it that way. It should be a place that you visit, but then you pass through. You never want to sit there and wallow in that pain and make it part of your identity. It should be the contributing factor to your growth. It should be the contributing factor to the freedom that comes on the other side of pain. It should be your opportunity to find the silver lining in the pain so that you can grow from it, if you know what I'm saying. Does that make sense? I look forward to pain, if I'm being honest with you. I don't ask for it, but when it comes, I look forward to it in the sense of regard, like, I'm ready for this. I've trained for this. I'm prepared for this. Let's see where the growth is. Let's see where the opportunity lies within this. I'm going to tell you one more story before I wrap this up, because I know that there's different perspectives here, and I want to break it down in different ways for you guys. I remember it was around the age of 29 or 30. I just bought my first home, had a mortgage, lots of obligations. I made some smart moves at that time, and I had a couple of friends move into my house, and they were paying a small amount of rent. So there was some coverage, but I got a package from the debt relief company that I was working in, and I felt a lot of pain around that. A lot of pain and embarrassment, if I can be honest with you, because I put a good 8 years into this company. I'd climbed the corporate ladder. I had done all the right things. I felt like amazing. I was earning a 6-figure salary, and back then, when I was 29 years old or so, that was a decent amount of money. Today, it's not as much anymore with inflation, but back then, it was actually a decent amount of money, and I had a pretty good living. I had a nice daily driver, a motorcycle, a house sort of thing. But when they called me down to the HR office, because it was a large organization. There was about 700 employees in this location, several floors on a multi-story building. And they basically sat me down and they said, hey, they slid an envelope across the table. And I said, what's this? And they said, that's your package. We have to get rid of a manager off the salary, so we've chosen you. And there was no conversation. There was no discussion. There was no explanation. There was nothing. There was just an envelope, a couple of pages stapled together, 15 pages or so, with some terms that I had to sign to get a check for a few $1,000s. And that was painful, man. That was embarrassing and that was painful. But again, that was one of the catalysts that led me to leaning into the silver lining and finding an opportunity to go and create my own business. I remember I did a couple of interviews after that, and I thought to myself, do I really want to go and work for another company? Do I really want to get into another situation that I'm just in right now? What is this pain trying to teach me? Like, what do I need to learn from this? Because all I was an unemployed loser at that time. That's how I felt anyway, with a home, and I'd be like there during the day vacuuming the floors with nothing else to do. And I thought to myself, this sucks. This really does suck. And I can't tell you guys how many times you just have to sit with the pain, process it, deal with that energy, and then move past it. Like I said earlier, you want some perspective? I mean, I get out of the car and do it right now, but I'm on the freeway. But get out, look up at the night sky, look at all the freaking stars up there, and realize how insignificant we are. We're just a speck in time of nothingness. And we want to sit there and wallow in some pain and make it identify who we are. Don't do that. Look for the silver lining. Look for the opportunity and growth. Yeah, you might not sleep at night for a little bit. Yeah, it might suck. Yeah, your heart might break because she's out there banging some other dude. Yeah, all those other things. Don't sweat it. move on from it, lean into it, and look for the lessons in it. What do you think, guys? I hope that this video has been helpful. Pin in the top comment below if you found some wisdom in this video. There's a School of Unplugging, which is where I have all my best wisdom for guys that I wish I knew when I was 20 years old. So go check that out. There's also a link to my book and a bunch of other stuff. We'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, pain is the price of freedom. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.